Welcome to Turn to Your Neighbor. This is the Christian Talk Show where we talk about the church, music, movies, social media, and a whole lot more. My name is Cliff, and this is Dr. T.
Hey, neighbors.
And this is Big Dre.
What up? Wait, that. Right. Oh, I did it. I did it there. What up, neighbors? That's my. My own school, yo. I'm just give y'all fire every time. What up? What up? What up? Yo, I got so much for the people. I'm gonna be good today, though.
We can tell.
I'm gonna be good today.
So what happens when you miss a week? You got
Yo,
all this
I've been
picked up.
outside, son. I've been outside.
break?
I got things to say.
Shut
I got
off your email for a few days. It's just
shut the email.
It's all right here.
Yo, yeah. I got things to say. Let me say. Okay, no, you have a show. Let's. Okay, it's good to see everyone. Hello. I tell you what, some of y'all in these streets tripping. Let me just say that. But I'm gonna be focused though.
People tripping.
Yo, everybody out. Yo, I tell you what. Okay, let me just say a few things off the top. Let me
say
just
a few things.
Wow.
I went down south to go celebrate my baby's birthday, 40th birthday. Happy birthday to my wife. I just call her wife. Okay, yes, there we go. Yeah. We went down to South Carolina. As you go further and further down the coast, masks become increasingly optional.
Yeah.
And this COVID culture is very different up north than it is down. Well, let me be clear. Certain parts of up north. Because certain parts of up north never shut down.
Well,
nothing stopped.
Well,
but as I went down south, there was like a peer pressure because I didn't want to attract attention in the first place. Just because I don't know where we stopping on I-95. I gotta be careful. I'm like, where are we at? What town is this? Okay, get in and get out real quick. I just need gas and I'm out. But you pull out a mask, people looking at you like you're crazy. Like they even posting signs on doors like it's optional. It's like, no, it just doesn't exist down here. It's not a thing. It was just wild. I'm taking my mask in places with me everywhere, and folks is looking like I'm nuts. And so it's just some different things happening. It was great to be in some good weather though. But y'all, yeah, life is very different depending upon where you are in this country. Amen. But hey, I'm just glad to be back. I made it. I was with my baby for a while. We had good times. I put my toes in the sand. I didn't even wear my. I did. I went on to the beach with some Air Ones on. I did, but I took them off eventually. I didn't have socks on though, so I just put with the Nike ones. I didn't have socks.
Like
yeah. Oh, sorry. I can't
say
no. Yeah. Pretty much. I didn't have my Timbs on, so I've been making improvements. I used to wear Timbs on the beach. 100%. I was that dude and had no problem with it.
Why?
Thank God that you.
Why not? Why? Timbs are a year-round thing. You can wear them everywhere.
Okay.
People who say Timbs have seasons. If you wear Crocs, I don't want to hear from you. I'm going to talk about that Croc thing too eventually.
Why are I'm trying to figure out how you get from people who know how to enjoy a beach properly and why you are associating that with people who wear Crocs.
Because Crocs are everywhere.
They are not one and the same. I have never worn or purchased a Croc, but I know how to enjoy a beach.
I'm a little surprised by that. I'm not going to lie.
If you wear Tim's on
of the three of us on this screen, I would expect you to have a pair. I'm not going to lie.
If you wear Tim's on the beach, you really don't have a right to talk about anyone else's footwear choice.
I think that's ridiculous.
Hello.
Tim's on the beach, 100%. And if you ain't never seen nobody with Tim's on the beach, you don't know no real. And that's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna keep it moving.
Truly, and it may be better for it.
Yeah, I guess what you can just say.
Don't go searching.
God forbid. God forbid.
I didn't realize though,
actually knowing how to go to the beach.
At some points, what I was wearing during the summer was wild because my shorts were hitting my mid calf, right, and my Timbs were up like at the lower part of like a little bit past the ankle. So all you really had showing was about 4 inches of skin, and that was supposed to be the summer wear. You know what I'm saying? Them young boys nowadays got at least 10 inches of thigh out, doing too much for me.
I'm so, like, you were out there mid-calf shorts
Mid-calf shorts
Tim's.
with Tim's on
Well,
the beach.
Did you have
And
your
how
long?
long did the shirt come down?
Did you?
That
Yeah, you
was-
have
oh,
your
yeah,
long white
oh.
t-shirt. Your long white t-shirt.
Oh yeah, 100%. First of all, let me talk.
A tunic length white.
And are you
Yes.
sure? Were you wearing your fat rope chain as well?
I did not wear my rope on the beach. Okay, let me talk about this too. I'm mad at some of y'all out here. It's hoodie season. This is not a rant. This is just an observation. Some of y'all out here wearing hoodies that are oversized. And I'm getting tired of this because y'all up here buying hoodies that are meant for bigger people. Y'all buying X's when y'all don't need to be buying X's. And so that means the big boys, the big girls of the world don't got the hoodies they need because you're small behind want an oversized hoodie.
Again,
Wear the size you're supposed to wear. Stay out the big boy, big girl sizes if you ain't supposed to be in them. There's a limited supply.
You wear.
No, it's not.
Oh, yes, it is. Oh, as a lifetime big boy member, I can tell you they're making less big boys than they are with the regular people.
You wear Tim's and thigh-high shorts to the beach, and you're critiquing what other people wear.
No, not thigh high.
I mean, not thigh high. Sorry, thigh. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Not thigh high. Calf high.
His thighs have never seen the sun.
Calf high shorts. I'm sorry.
You
basically out here wearing culottes.
Yes. Well, let me tell you something. I'm gonna be real. Let me be transparent. I am currently in my transition in life. I'm trying to find shorter shorts.
You look like you're about to walk to the Rucker Park in New York.
Yes, I was ready. I was always ready.
As opposed to go to the beach.
And I'm trying to find shorter shorts, and it's a struggle out here. There's no mid-length short. I'm just looking for something around the knee. Now there's at least a solid 2 inches of thigh showing. Like I need something
Shorts
around.
have gotten shorter
all
around.
All around.
I will say that I didn't wear shorts.
Okay.
Growing up,
was a religious thing.
It wasn't a religious thing.
Okay.
But it was I guess it wasn't not a religious thing. Okay. And then I used to think that, my legs are too shapely. I wore shorts this summer for the first time in probably since I was like a little kid.
And Chris was just happy.
And I was happy. Free yourself, Saint.
Okay, so I'm gonna make this statement.
Here we go.
Brother Chris, if you listen, trust me, this is strictly platonic. When was shapely legs ever out of style?
I wasn't gonna say it.
You know what? I read a lot of Cosmo Girl and YM and stuff like that.
That's where you're wrong.
There's some millennial Black women who know what I'm talking about. A lot of Babysitters Club. And there's an ideal of legs that is communicated through those texts that we don't match. And I got a little caught up in that. But as y'all can see, I'm going through a whole thing.
This was wrong.
This is my Jesus year.
Young Black kids.
I just unleashed.
Amen.
Young Black kids.
What is it? The quad and the calf. I just unleashed.
You just give.
I just gave it.
Y'all not reading Jet and Ebony and King.
Jet and Ebony.
I read all that too.
I
read all that.
Me and Pastor Hampton on the same vibe. Y'all not reading Jet and Ebony and
King.
And it shows.
There's something to read in there. Pastor?
I wouldn't have put King out there. Okay.
I don't know what you were reading.
Strictly for the articles.
They were great.
The caption.
They were great articles.
This girl is.
I got to know their interests.
Right.
There was.
She enjoys. These were dating profiles.
Yes, they were. They were Instagram before Instagram.
It really
was. It was Instagram.
By the way, all of that is made up.
Pastor Hampton
said I used to work at Essence. All of that is made up.
I wasn't always
the profiles.
There you go.
I wasn't always a Tell the truth.
There you go. Tell it.
Let me also say one thing.
You got eyes, brother. You got eyes.
We all been delivered. Amen. Okay. Let me say one thing as well. And this is a personal thing for me. I am never going to be the individual, big boy or not. I can't be free and just be out there with the shirt off and everything. Like, there are plenty of big boys out there who just be letting it all hang out. Because I was on the beach.
You talking about outside of the beach, or
Out,
or you
I'm
talking about at the beach?
at
or
the beach.
just,
You mean like
okay.
At
no
the beach, out, no shirt,
tank top,
no
or
tank
just,
top, no nothing.
just your swim trunks.
Just their manly D cups just in the wind.
Yeah, some brothers are totally cool with that.
And I'm like, hey, player, don't you feel uncomfortable? Because I feel uncomfortable for you. And so it's like they just be free.
Positive.
And to all my big boys out there, if you feel free and you have that swag in your body that you want to put your stuff out there on display, go ahead, players. Guess what? I'm just never gonna be there. And it's just some of y'all.
Never say never, Dre.
Some of y'all need to put some of that away. Some of y'all need to tuck it up, tuck it away,
Right.
and put an A shirt on.
It's hot.
Put an A shirt. No,
brothers,
Go get yourself
It's not
an A shirt.
as hot right
brothers,
now.
brothers
It's
with the.
October.
We talking about the beach.
It was 80
We
degrees
talking
down
about
there.
the-
It
we
was
talking
80
about the
degrees
beach,
down
yeah.
there. It was 80
Brothers,
degrees
brothers with D cups, they deserve to be cooled off as well. They deserve to enjoy the water, let the water hit their bare skin.
This is a real question.
Just like
though.
anyone else.
Gentlemen, put your D
But
cups
what
away.
about, okay, so my dad's church had 1 year, I think I talked about this before, we used to have like a family fun day every year, and for a few years we rented out a water park, a local water park in Detroit.
Balling, okay.
Now the ministerial staff, which included several women, was not allowed to, and I hope my dad isn't listening because this might be wrong. They were not allowed to, the entire ministerial staff, whether they were male or female, was not allowed to wear their swimwear.
Okay.
This is what I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Memory is, a little shady.
Subjective.
That's what I remember. Okay.
Right.
All the parishioners were allowed to freely wear whatever their swimwear was. I don't remember there being like a thing like, don't wear this, don't wear that. But this raises an interesting point.
Yes.
About our attire.
Right.
And how we show up as the people of the good Lord. Right?
I'm going to say.
Can you be out here in your bikini? If you are a woman.
Oh, see, now I'm not going
of the Lord.
Okay.
You going to church and stuff. Can you? I don't know. I've never worn
2-piece, 1-piece, 2-piece, 1-piece.
A bikini is 2.
Wear your bikinis. Wear your bikinis.
Okay, bikini 2. Hey,
here we go.
All I'm saying is this: deacons, assistant pastors. Once I see your moves, I'm never gonna be right again with your ministerial status.
Can they pray over you then?
No. Because I'm thinking
it
moves.
Loses all.
I'm thinking moves the entire time. Moves is man boobs, people. And so maybe this is my hang up and my issue, but I'm going to tell you it's going to affect your ministry for me. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say.
See, that's interesting.
So I love how this has turned into a discussion on body image and body type.
We have gone
down the neighbors are going in on it.
They're here for it. We got some new people.
I'm trying to. I read the comments and trying to even begin where to start. So you talk about the Saints at the pool.
Right.
Natalie mentioned Not Carlton Banks has a video out where he's kind of spoofing how church people are at the pool, and basically one of his characters has a black dress on, just dipping her toes in the water.
Okay, there you go.
Because that's how we do. How some of our ladies do, because they want to be at the pool, but they don't want to be in the pool.
In the pool, exactly. I understand.
Oh, fun of the pool, let's be very clear, is in the appropriate Lux Cabana. And I mean the nice one that has the cushions and has not an umbrella. I mean the one that has the thing built
the whole thing
in.
Freeze? Here we go.
No, we can
where there's the people come to you and take your order. That's the best kind. That's the pool I want to be at. I don't need to be in the pool.
Let me ask you, Dr. T, I'm gonna ask you this honest question.
But I can't swim.
Have you been bougie your whole life? It's a real question. Chris, I need you to weigh in on that. Chris, I don't even want to hear from her.
Chris doesn't know me my whole life. Thank you very much. See, this is the thing. I had a whole life before my last name was Townsend.
And you were bougie then too.
She definitely has high maintenance tendencies.
You have high maintenance tendencies.
Definitely have high maintenance tendencies.
This is a complete
you may not be
from what we were talking about.
You might not be all the way there.
I'm just saying.
I can hang out anywhere. I can be at the cookout, and I can be.
That's why I said tendencies. That's what I said tendencies.
You still haven't denied that you've been bougie your whole life. You haven't issued a denial letter.
But I'm from Detroit. I'm real versatile. Okay.
Okay. All right. Oh, can I get Chris's last comment, please? And we're going to wrap it on this. I've always been attracted to her bougetto. Yes, bougie and ghetto is bougetto. Yes.
Good night. Good night, Chris.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Chris. Oh, I love Chris so much.
So
he has never used that term in his life.
Yeah. He had it in his tuck.
Neighbors want you to walk in your bouginess and embrace your bouginess.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with bougie.
I didn't say there was anything wrong with it.
That's right. No, that's that's what Donna is saying. That's what the people are saying.
It's one facet.
But a lot of neighbors mentioned this. This was an interesting discussion in body image and body
especially
type
within the church.
And I would never think that a black woman would see. Well, I guess I should say never think, but a black woman sees images in the magazine and that are not reflective of her because those people don't look like you.
Okay, I don't want to get too into this. I just had a conversation, an eye-opening conversation with my daughter, and I will tell you that the attack on women of color is real. Yeah. My daughter is drop dead gorgeous, and it is one of the banes of my existence because my stomach turns all the time thinking about how I'm going to keep these dudes away from her. But the honest conversation revealed that I don't know if she sees it as gorgeous as she is, and it's a real thing. It's a real thing, especially to women of color. It's a real thing, specifically to black women, and I've known that. I've seen it happen before, especially depending upon where you're at in the world and where you're living. It's a real thing.
So you're saying she doesn't see herself as you believe she should?
Yes, as gorgeous as everyone else proclaims she is. I will show other young black women pictures of my daughter, like girls, and like that's my daughter, young ladies, and like, oh, she's gorgeous. Like I know it's a problem, and it's the idea that. It's not just her, but it's other young women that I've known, and they don't see themselves in that way, and so it's a whole real thing. It's a whole real thing. But
I think part of that is to bring it back to like the church context is that so many messages, and I'm not saying that this is necessarily what your daughters are encountering, because I do think that certain churches have progressed. But when I was growing up, I felt like, and I know some beautifully voluptuous women in the neighborhood. And so I know they can relate to this. There's this, you get the message from the church that you're always supposed to be trying to like suppress or rein in what you naturally are as a woman, right? Because you're not supposed to be tripping up your brother in Christ. Then you,
and that's real for a lot of women, unfortunately.
Right. And then you map onto that, or you add to that these messages that some of us received growing up, or just like the ideal of beauty that we saw growing up still was a very thin woman, not of luxury. I mean, all the stuff, even the clothes, like these days, there's so many different fashion options for people of various shapes and sizes. It was not like that 10, 20 years ago. So I think that it's almost like you could be like too attractive as a Black church girl. And I think that then you have to but then you were supposed to, and just being real here. So for those listeners under a certain age, but then when you got married, you were supposed to, on your honeymoon night, magically transform into like this sex kitten.
This vixen, right.
That was
a thing that had to be worked through.
Yeah,
we have tripped onto a real topic.
Be suppressing everything and a saint and a nun, you know, prior to that point.
Yeah, it's interesting because I've never felt like it was a woman's responsibility to carry herself a certain way so I don't fall. You know, I know the scripture says, if me defends my brother, do not take the meat, you know, don't tempt, you know, scriptures like that. But I actually challenged this because I was in church once and this came up, and I actually challenged the fact that, you know, I don't believe if I mess up, God's gonna be like, well, you know, sister so and so was dressed a certain way, so I'm gonna give you a pass on this one. You know, I think this is my responsibility. I'm the one who has to answer to God for my actions and my thoughts and all this. Not God's not gonna say, well, she was dressed like this, so you okay. And this day she was dressed like this, and this sister was dressed like that. So I'm gonna give you a pass on these 5 days. So you get mulligans. Those days don't count. I don't think that's gonna happen like that. And I think that we've as a culture, we've put way too much on women, and we've held them responsible for our own thoughts and for our inability to control our flesh. Now, I'm not saying that there isn't a standard of appropriate dress. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that we shouldn't, as men, we shouldn't place the onus on women for us to control our own flesh.
That's the real thing.
Because you can't go outside the street and control. We live life, so we live life outside the church. Right. So I can understand if there's people who believe that in church you should dress a certain way. That's fine. But still, outside the church, women are gonna do whatever you want. So I gotta control my flesh out there.
Right.
I should be able to control it in here.
Right. Yo.
The neighbors are with it.
I don't know how the talk of moobs got us to this point, but I'm glad that we stumbled
No, but this is
real
when I fall, the neighbors say, yeah, when you fall, it's on, as a man, it's on you.
Yeah.
You know, it's you not gonna blame that's that weak Adam stuff. This woman you gave me is her fault. That's that weak stuff. Like that we gotta get out of, because we have to take responsibility for the actions of our flesh.
Well, you folks, you heard it from Cliff himself.
Yeah, wipe some Donna. Look at Cliff. This might be his most woke take ever.
But what I love about this, in all realness, Cliff, you have 3 sons.
Oh yeah.
Who you and Annie are raising in all of this consciousness that it is not on her or her or her. It's on you, my brother.
And the older two, I've talked to them extensively about how to treat a woman and all this other kind of stuff.
Exactly.
They know better. But
that's where it changes.
I do want to say one thing about the whole daughter thing. I don't have a daughter, but I am of the belief that if you are a father of a daughter and a brother to a female, you should be gassing her up as much as you can when she's young, telling her she's beautiful every chance you get. That way she's not going to be surprised when Tyrone and Jerome and David and Jimmy, when they tell her she's beautiful, it's not going to be new information to her, because her daddy and her brothers been telling that to her all her life.
I agree with that. I participated in that. It is very interesting to see who receives what from whom, because your dad telling you something can provide is very different than Tyrone and them telling you something else, or the messages that you are taking in the same way that I as a father can speak to my child, and they'd be like, whatever, dad. Then somebody say the exact same thing, and they're like, oh, that's knowledge. You know, all of a sudden it is an interesting thing on how it is how it is received, because I've been very intentional about that throughout my life and throughout my daughter's lives, and it's just it's interesting, and it's different for each person. Be very clear about that. It is different for each person, but
it's sinking in there.
It's hard, yeah.
But you know how it's telling them, but also it's showing them, right? So girls learn also from how they see their mothers treat themselves. So if the mother is like, oh, I gotta get on a diet, this isn't, then the daughter is seeing that. And that is either confirming what she's being told or, conflicting with what she's being told. So it's also how our children see us treating ourselves. And I think what's equally important, telling, girls that they are beautiful, that they're gorgeous, but also affirming girls and things that they are good at.
Right.
Beyond their beauty, right? And telling, your girl, you got some athletic,
right?
I don't know a whole lot about them, but they're so athletic. They have a quiet grace about them. Those girls got it going on. And talk about bougie. If you grow up in State College with this generation of all these kids bougie.
They are bougie.
They don't really know it. And they're sort of sheltered.
They are.
That's good,
right.
and building that up in them and telling them, yeah, you have standards. So that, when they get to college, I'm not getting in that car.
Right.
Yeah. And this not only goes for just, we were talking about women now, but it goes for children in general. The fact that if your tribe, whoever your tribe is, your family, your cousins, all that, if your tribe encourages your children and I'll use the term, gasses them up, and not to be cocky or arrogant, but continues to affirm the things that they're good at, affirm all the different things. When they hear it from people outside, they're not going to be surprised. They're not going to let outside people influence them. The first person that tells them they look good or they smell good or you good at this, that's not going to be new information to them, because my tribe has been gassing me up my whole life.
Right.
So I'm not going to just fall for Tyrone just because he says I look cute. My daddy, my brothers, my cousins, my uncles been telling me I'm cute for 16 years.
Right. It is. And Amy, let me see. Can we put Amy Freeman's up there?
Yeah.
Let us be sure.
Yeah.
Yes. Girls should also be told that they are smart and have a value beyond their physical appearance. 100%.
Totally agree.
That has always been part of it.
We went down the physical appearance. We went down the physical appearance way because that's how the conversation started. But totally agree.
Let us
girls should definitely, the girls should definitely be told that.
Be neglected in that, and so is an interesting thing. I do know how we got here. I didn't intend.
No, this is good. This is good because the neighbors are all in. So
they in it. We didn't even have a warm up. It was just like boom.
But fellas,
all right. So I want to.
Away. We're gonna stay there.
So Natalie says there has to be a balance between two extremes: physical esteem only and what is taught as anti-beauty. Many times verse about what is in the heart and beauty being fleeting. Some of the abuse of those scriptures come from the church. That's a very good point.
Yes, like you shouldn't be care at all about, like it's somehow wicked to care about how you are adorned and how you decide to present yourself, which is, let me just say this real quick. We had Women in White last Sunday at my church. Sis, her name was Tamika, by the way. Sis had the flyest. She had on all white, pretty simple. She had the flyest leopard print booties I have ever seen on her feet. She was just doing it. And that Saturday, so me, another one of the neighbors, Terry, also, we both just cut our hair a lot. And we were affirmed. And that was so beautiful for that to happen in this all women space at church. For people to actually be first of all, noticing, not pretending that they don't notice that our hair is short. And I told Terry, I was like, okay, me and you gonna have a competition. Whose hair is gonna be the shortest? And she was like, oh, I won. Mine is. Her hair is shorter than mine right now. But it's because that matters.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of time, who we're looking for validation from, actually, especially as women, is another woman.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
The word of another woman says so much. And let me tell you, she doesn't listen to the show, but Dr. Barbara, I won't say her last name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Who y'all know who I'm talking about.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
She gave me a whole word about my hair. When I tell you, she knew exactly what I was going through.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She was like, because I've been married for almost 50 years or 50 plus years, however long she's been married, a long time, decades. She was like, I already know it. She was like, and this not going to be the first transition you go through. It's going to come again, but it's all good. And she said, oh, you were cute before. She was like, but now it's real beauty. And she just spoke to my soul through something external, something that we're taught is like frivolous, and so it shouldn't matter. It matters.
It matters. It does matter.
It matters.
It was an interesting thing. So my wife cut her hair short, and I had been hyping her, and she didn't want to do it for any variety of reasons. And then she went this last time, and she cut that thing short. Like she cut that thing. She had a part in it, and I came home. I literally just started touching her head. I just started touching her head, and I started touching her face. Like, yo, you look amazing. And I just kept telling it to her, and she was receiving it. But we were at my daughter's cross country race, storming, raining outside. It was not funny. Some random lady comes out of nowhere, walks up to her, touches her on the shoulder, and just says, I have to tell you, your hair is beautiful. And just bounces. And the smile that went on her face was so real. I'm like, wait a minute. I've been saying this for 3 days. What about my words? But the genuine look of oh my goodness, that went on her face from somebody random. It was a real
Your
thing.
words matter too, Dre.
No, I have said this before. I have said this before on this show. I will never understand the woman's desire to be appealing to other women. Like I have never, I'll never understand that. I mean, and some of y'all say we do this for ourselves. No, y'all do it for the approval of other women. I'll never understand that, and I'm not gonna go there, but I just don't understand it.
I don't think approval is the right word, but there's an appreciation that another woman, it's like game recognized game, I think.
Right.
You know, there's an appreciation on a deeper level, which is not to say that your partner's appreciation is somehow discounted or doesn't matter. It matters for sure. But there's just something different, but also valuable about another woman, you know,
yeah. But if you're a heterosexual woman, there are things that y'all do is definitely not for the attention of a heterosexual man. I can tell y'all
because
that
he won't notice.
Exactly. So it's not.
I mean, notice.
No. You like I said, I've said on this show before. There is no man that's ever gone up to his friends and said, "Yo, son, her eyebrows are fire. Yo, I gotta get with her. Her eyebrows, son." No man has ever said that.
I do be noticing if your eyebrows is crazy.
No, have you ever? Okay,
I do be noticing, and I will talk to my wife about it later.
Every man in his youth has looked at a woman, has been with his friends, and has looked at a woman from a distance and made some type of commentary about that woman. And eyebrows has never been part of that commentary. I'm here to tell y'all.
I'll give you that. I'll give you.
Number one is package. How it all comes together.
Number one is eyebrows.
How the elements.
Number one is eyebrows. Number two is high heels. We don't care. I mean, y'all rock your high heels if you want. No, you like how the body looks in the heels. You like the effect the heel gives. You don't like the heel itself. You don't like that, yo, son. Them
actually, no. I will.
No man. Said, yo,
I will actually compliment. If I pay attention to clothes a lot. Just how somebody puts something together. And so, if you have a good pair of shoes on, some public, yo, I like your shoes. It's like, yo, because small things can set off a whole fit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And people put effort into it. And I'll be like, yo, I see what you're doing on your feet there. They're like, yo, yeah, especially like for young women who are like sneaker heads, and if you compliment their sneakers, it means something to them. You know what I'm saying? I understand what you're saying though. 9 times out of 10, no, that's not gonna be.
Eyelashes is the other one.
Don't get me on eyelashes.
Eyelashes is the other. No.
Well, you already had because you got those all over your office, right, Dre?
we not checking.
I don't understand how am I supposed to look at you in your face and not ask you what's going on above your eyes when your joints are out here. And don't the wind affect you when it's raining in those bad boys? Like the wind.
It's gotten out of control.
We're doing too much.
That's one thing. It's like, sis, can you see? Really? And I don't look. I have been trying to, especially with my new cut. I have made a vow to myself that I'm going to figure out this eyelash game. I've only ever worn eyelashes when a professional makeup artist has applied them to my face because I'm going to be photographed for some reason. I would like to figure it out, but let me just say, a lot of us have not figured it out and yet are just out here. So it's for me personally, it's just being my mascara. There is a difference. I can see the difference, but it can be out of control. It can be out of control.
So brother Chris says Tamika's shoe game was one of the many things that reeled your boy in. God bless you, brother.
Hey man, it's a real thing.
That's not my
even to this day, for my wife's birthday, I bought her 6 pairs of sneakers. Like it because I love she loves sneakers, and I want her to look good in her sneakers. I want her to have the variety and the pop. And so it's one of those things. I bought her heels before she hates heels. I don't buy those.
That's fine.
But I know she loves sneakers, and so this is one of those things. It's different for everybody. It's different.
God bless y'all who into the shoe ministry. I'm going to speak for younger Cliff. I'm going to speak for younger Cliff for a second. If younger Cliff is observing a woman, you start from the top down, and there's a point where you can stop because you've seen enough. You have all the information that you need. You have all the information, so you don't need to go any farther. I never make it to the shoes because I've made my assessment. By then. I made my assessment by then. I don't need to see your shoes, and I'm not like a foot person, so like.
Oh my goodness, we have really gone.
Yeah, it's really not so much about the shoes, so as how the woman wears the shoes.
Exactly.
You can tell, and I think that's what when a woman gives another. I give my grad students compliments all the time. They're not getting. Our grad students be struggling. But anyway, I love these grad students I have in this class. And I give them compliments all the time because I can tell that there's something else that they got in them. You know, there's a little shimmy in their soul when they get their nails done or they got their hair done or, they're, rocking a fly new pair of jeans or whatever. It's about how it's about how that thing makes you feel. And then how you then show up in that space as a result of that. And so then when somebody notices it, it's like mission accomplished.
I just start scratch the surface of this marriage thing. We 11 years in, but still to this day, when the rare occasions when my wife wears heels and she feels swaggy in them,
right? And
she walks like she owns it. It's a whole different type of that. Okay, I remember that. One of my favorite pictures that I have on my phone of her is still her in some heels. Okay, but yes, it's still the baby oil was glistening. There were the short shorts. It was a whole thing. But yeah.
I'm sure my wife has some nice heels, but I never make it that far.
We're not going to do this today.
Right.
So Mac made a comment earlier. That Mac actually said something serious.
Right.
So he said, "Let's be real. The church has done more to break a woman's beauty down than build it up." But we're not ready for that conversation. Praise be the Lord. Which is very true.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
No lies.
I don't know how to say anything there. He's 100% not wrong.
No lies there. Starting with these, like, some of the get-ups that you have to wear if you're a liturgical dancer.
Yo.
You know, this which the point of dance, just so you guys know, is body movement.
It's body movement, yes.
Right. That's when you go see Alvin Ailey or Dance Theater of Harlem or whatever. That's why the leotards are sticking to the body, so you can notice how the body moves. Right. It's not to look away from the body, but even that you can tell. It's like, why are people about to pass out in church? Because we have them dancing in these cloaks,
in full comforters.
Well, Dre, remember that video we played? I don't know, a year and a half, 2 years ago, maybe, of the two women two young girls praise dancing. They had on tight fitting tops and flared the dresses that kind of flared out. And these church mothers, these young women are dancing, and these two older women came while these women are dancing in front of church and covered them up. Like they wrapped them up while they didn't have a flaring dress. They had on something tight fitting on the bottom too. Yeah, it's tight. They had on tights, and so these women came and basically wrapped blankets around their bottom while they're dancing. So these young girls are dancing, and these women are wrapping blankets around.
It's some wild stuff. Liturgical dancing is one of the most controversial topics in all of the kingdom. I don't want to get into this right now because I don't want to offend anybody.
It shouldn't be like that.
I'm going to be quiet.
These young girls are trying to dance with Jesus. Let
me say this. If your feet don't move but 2 steps to the right and 2 steps to the left throughout the entire dance, that's not a dance. That's an upper body movement. You have not danced.
That's a cheer.
Yes, okay. There are rules to this game.
It's a crowd wave.
And I am not Alvin Ailey. I don't even dance. But I know if you only took 2 steps forward and 2 steps back the entire time, that was not a dance. I'm going to stop. We're not going to get into this.
Look at Donna. No.
Can you get Donna on the screen?
Donna
She's out of control. Old church mothers stop wearing bras after 60, kicking up their boobs, but y'all gonna come for the dancers. I'm not gonna say nothing.
She's not wrong.
Here's the thing. Some of them don't stop wearing bras. They're just the same bras that they had when they were like 30. And they have just given.
That's a whole
and they're not
discussion.
doing what they need to do.
That's the whole discussion that I'll be happy to have on air, off air if you want.
This is razor training.
My wife will tell you I have thoughts on this.
No. See, we're gonna get into a place. We're doing well, Cliff. Let's stop. We're doing well, Cliff. We have enough time for 1 or 2 topics we have. Before I got a couple rants.
You gotta rate it in.
Rate it in.
Have y'all ever been? We gonna move on. But have you ever been in church and the preacher is preaching and he's like, I wasn't planning on going this way, but I am. But the look,
yes,
that's this episode.
Yes, we have. We had not planned on going this way at all, but we're here now. Cliff, I apologize because you really did have a whole show prepared.
It's okay. I'm gonna play a couple. Because the more discussion topics are out the door. But I'm gonna play. I got a couple videos before we get to you, Ray. I'm gonna play a couple things. Last week you wasn't here, Dre. Last week we had a funeral video of a picture of this woman who was basically her body was set up like she was at the bingo table. So for some reason, our people want to do the most at funerals. I don't understand it. And I got another video of some of our people just completely doing the most at funerals. Check this out. I don't know.
Are those real red bottoms?
I'm still trying to figure why he's high stepping.
That's suspect.
What continent are we on?
This is America. This is United States.
Shady.
Only our people would do something like that.
Oh, and he's low stepping in the back. You see that it's the compliment.
Yeah, so yeah, these are our people out here just high stepping at funerals.
And here's the thing. There are other wilder videos out there. If you search for this stuff, I've seen people doing dances with the casket in hand, like actual dance moves while holding the casket, to the point where they could have dropped it if it hadn't been executed accordingly. Let me tell you this. If you're taking my loved one somewhere, here or beyond, and you drop that casket that I pay that money for before it hits the ground, the dirt, me and you have a problem. Because that casket may have been rented. It may have been returned. And so you don't even know that. That's a real thing, though, by the way. People rent caskets.
Oh, yeah.
I want y'all to check out this next one. You sing, people sing, you choir singing parts, and
Right.
different parts go. Usually, you have 3 people at least do the parts. I want to show you these 2 people singing all the choir parts.
When do people sing all the choir parts?
How they gonna bring it together?
It's just those 2 people. Yeah,
They did it.
they committed to this thing. For the audio listeners, that was just 2 people singing all those parts.
I'm not gonna lie to you, it wasn't completely bad.
They pulled it off. They sound better than a lot of choirs I've heard.
I'm about to say. But can we have a larger discussion about what happened to the choir? Do you think there was a choir at some point and there was a mass exodus? Like
It's an outdoor service.
And people didn't show up.
It's
So
COVID
yeah,
times.
like were they mad? And then
Man.
just these 2, like, we gonna still do this thing.
like we rehearsed this song, we gonna sing it.
It's choir Sunday. We still getting this song off.
You know what? If you go to church these days, like physically to the building,
Right.
you are a real one. Okay. I have struggled.
Yeah.
I've been went to church all my life. I am struggling in these.
Getting back into it.
Really struggling. I was late ever since having a kid, but I really be struggling. So you are a real one. And if you can manage to be on time to actually sing, huh? Oh yeah. These are the VIP saints. Okay. So when you see them in the VIP section in heaven, just be like, yep.
I saw your video. Good
Yeah.
one. All right, I want to show y'all this next video here. Check this out. These preachers they stay doing the most.
Very clear, and the Lord shall fight your battle by the power of the word of God. I command this fight for us.
So for the audio listeners, you have a man and a woman, a male minister, evangelist, or something, and a woman, and he's praying over her, and he punches her repeatedly. I don't know, 10 times maybe, punch in the stomach. This woman is lifting her hands. He's punching her repeatedly 10 times, and then ends with a roundhouse kick to the stomach, and the woman proceeds to fall.
A whole roundhouse kick.
A whole roundhouse kick. Boom.
Yo, he made contact.
Yes, he made contact. This wasn't a Benny Hinn thing where the air just catches you. No.
We've been asked to run this again.
Wait, then he comes back over
twice.
her.
Yo, this has to be a skit. I hope it's a skit. But he's actually hitting her stomach.
Yes, he is throwing jabs. This
can't
brother is
do
going
that.
full Floyd Mayweather on her stomach.
Skit? Oh, like a joke skit?
Yeah.
No.
He kicked. What is he doing with this Michael Jackson walk afterwards?
I don't know. Shout
Happy
out.
Rippy.
I'm not gonna lie, I like his shirt though.
Shout out to the Shade Room Church for this video. I got one more, and I just want to, for this next video, I want to give a warning because some people may feel like this is sensitive material. I don't feel that way, but some people might. So just as fair warning.
That means it is.
I want y'all to just you check this out. Hey, it's nothing that we haven't seen people do. We just haven't seen it done.
What are we doing?
We just haven't seen what we're about to show. We haven't seen it done to this many people all at once. So
Cliff, we were having such a good show. Okay,
check this out.
Check this out,
Cliff.
He's the test to know whether you're ready for the ministry.
What?
He's not dead.
What is happening?
He is not dead. Yes.
That's a belt.
Ooh.
What type of hazing rituals are these?
And their legs are bare, so they have their pants rolled up.
No, those are women.
Oh,
those are women with dresses.
Oh, with shirts.
Yes.
Oh, with skirts.
This is some kink type stuff. Somebody is getting a different type of thrill for this. They're gonna light some charcoal on fire after this, talking about crossing the burning sands.
So what's going on here is
you heard it.
So what's going on here? You have dozens of people. They're laid out on the altar, and basically at least two rows. There's men and women just laid out on the floor, face down at the altar, and these two preachers are spanking these people. So and the reason why, from what I can tell from what I saw online, the reason why is they're being prepared for ministry. So this is part of ministry preparation to see if they have if you have what it takes to be in the ministry.
They're being made. That's what's happening here. This is crazy.
This, of course, is not the United States.
Can I ask what
I believe this is Nigeria. The continent of Africa, the country of Nigeria.
Okay, I don't. Okay, this is some wild stuff. What's the scriptural basis behind this? I don't understand.
By the way, if you have not pledged, let's not compare this to pledging.
Okay.
But I think what Donna said is right. Black Americans would read, rightfully so, way too much into this. So I don't think that this would fly for us. But it's not like that sort of violent brutalization of Black bodies isn't something that's common to the entire world. Yeah, I feel like as soon as they were like lay down, because this is the thing that's happening. Yeah, I would have to be, you know what? I don't have what it takes.
Well, this is probably not the first time this is done before. So all those people that you see lay down, they've seen this before.
They understand exactly what's happening.
They knew what they were getting themselves into. So they're not surprised by any of this.
There is some steak on those hits. There is a rearing back and there's supposed to be some sting in it. Wow.
There's only one person who's surprised. Sister right here with the yellowish dress. She had her hands on her cheeks at one point in shock. She's the only person who's remotely surprised by any of this. Everybody else just.
What do you do if you go to a church and this starts happening? Like you're going to support someone because your friend is like, "Oh, I'm being ordained." Da, 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 da. You're like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna come support you," and then this starts happening.
Can you get Amy Freeman's second to last?
Put your finger up and you make your way out. The invisible finger.
Amy Freeman's second to last comment, and it was a good one. She said, "Think of the mind games that follow if you allow someone to beat you and you're grown."
Yeah.
Like there's some, because these are grown individuals.
Yeah,
and I don't why you look mad and beat me. I don't understand. Anyway, God bless them. That has nothing to do with God. I can't even say God bless them on this. I'm stealing healing energy.
It is in their mind. This is how you prepare for whatever ministry that these people are engaging in. In their mind, this is God. All right, you have rant for the people.
Hey man, I'm gonna just try to give two because I've been in the streets and there's a lot happening out here. I got a question. It's really just a question, and I've been noticing this up and down the East Coast and actually around the nation, really. And I have this question: is a simple one. At what price point is your car too expensive for bumper stickers, magnets, and etc.? Like, at what point do you stop putting political advertisements or any or some type of stickers? Like, is it a Toyota? Is it a Benz? Like, what's the price point at what you say, you know what? Because some of them, I've seen some people use bumper stickers just to cover up rust. I have seen that before. That's a real thing. Or to cover up. I actually saw one guy. We were driving down. I saw he was using it to cover up bullet holes. It was wild. I swear to God.
How did you know he was covering up bullet holes?
Because there were bullet holes around it that he haven't covered up. It looked like a shotgun spray. It was the wildest thing. I was like, okay, give him space. Okay. But that's a good question. Would you put it will definitely not go on my Tesla. Would you put stickers on a Tesla? Like, at what point do you just stop putting stickers on cars?
The Tesla is the sticker.
There you go. It's just a question that I have. And at what point do you remove your sticker?
Well, you don't know until your son or daughter you're proud of your son or daughter that they're honor roll student at insert school here.
Yeah.
You get
Why?
that bubble sticker.
Why did I need to know?
You get that bubble sticker, you want to floss.
Yeah, it's just too much. I don't understand that. You paid for that probably too.
I saw something once recently, and I was like, oh my gosh, I had never seen anything like this. It was a minivan.
Right.
The woman's daughter needed a kidney or some type of organ. And so she had the phone number to reach her and the blood type or however they match. I think it's blood type. And the organ that was needed. I was like, oh my gosh, I've never seen that. And I just prayed for the woman. I was like, I hope that helps. But I also think some real randos are going to be calling that number.
Yeah. That was a real thing, though. You got really real with me right there. You got really real. You just sucked the vibe right out.
It was like in tape. It was sad. Okay.
Oh, it was in tape.
Sorry. Back to the.
Okay. just suck the whole vibe right out the room.
Okay.
I haven't just one or two other questions.
Okay.
Do you? And this is one that's near and dear to my heart. My wife doesn't listen to the show. It's okay. Do people have to be hangry? So hangry is when you're hungry, you get angry.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like, are you just genetically predisposed to be hangry, or are we just putting a cute word on jerky behavior?
Cute word on jerky behavior. You can control your emotions. You don't have to be
control
angry.
yourself.
You don't have to be angry.
You can control yourself.
You control your emotions. Yeah.
Yeah. I know you're hungry. You don't have to be snappy with me right now.
Exactly.
Are you talking about adults?
Adults.
Yeah.
Children, I understand. Or maybe if your blood sugar gets low, if you some of y'all got the beat, I understand. But some of you, I'm hangry. No, you're just being a jerk.
Yeah.
Stop that.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, you definitely should.
Being hungry doesn't give you the license to treat people poorly.
Yes. Yeah, these are just questions I have. Yeah. Another question, last question that I have, I'm gonna say that for another time. My last rant, really, though. I have a rant for the people. Okay. Waze is out here trying to get me killed. So if you don't know what Waze is an app that you can follow for directions, a map app. Waze was taking me through some of the most back roads of West Virginia and North Carolina.
Okay.
It was not Green Book approved, if you understand what I'm saying. That's a historical joke. Some of y'all might not pick up on it. And I do honestly think I've noticed that Google has done this as well. Now, Google has bought Waze, it's a whole different thing. But they stop taking you on the main roads and they take you on the quickest route possible, which usually includes taking me through some of God's country. And when I say God's country, they all are generally still mad about Trump and telling us how he's going to come back in 2024. Let me say this though, okay? First of all, there should be a option. I call it the green book option on every app that allows me to stay on well-populated highways for as long as possible.
There's an option to avoid. I thought there was an option to avoid back roads and stuff.
Well,
like
no,
that.
the option to avoid dirt roads.
Tolls.
Right, but not like I need to stay. Give me a toll. Let me live. Help me with that. In addition to this, let me say this. It's a controversial statement. For all the things that Trump and the Trumpers do wrong, Trump and his crew has some of the best apparel game out there and paraphernalia. Because these people got more flags and different things proclaiming his return in 2024 than I have ever seen in my life. And my question is this: is he getting a piece of all that stuff, or are people coming up and printing this up themselves? Because these folks are getting creative with the hatred and the ignorance, and they putting this man's name all over it. And I'm wondering if he's getting a piece of this, or it's just them printing stuff up. And here's my question: are you that mad that you printed your own Trump flag up? It's a whole wild
this
thing.
is an identity.
It's a
I
thing.
learned that here. I live by this road called Meeks Lane, and I'm gonna call them out.
Okay.
Because I live Meeks Lane adjacent.
Okay.
I don't live on Meeks Lane. Let's be very clear. I have seen all kinds of financial investment into what can only be described as shrines.
Yes.
To Trump that were probably didn't come down until I want to say maybe January, February of this year. So yeah, there's a serious investment. People are really here for this. Mm-hmm. People are really here for a return.
Yes.
We're about to get all ramped up. So if you are in a place where, vote, do your midterm or whatever term we are elections. I just turned in my mail-in ballot.
Yep.
Get your mail-in ballot, vote. You don't have to go stand at the polling place anymore. This is a real thing. Now we're voting for like the school board and the judges and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, this is serious.
It's a real thing.
It's not just going away. Mm-mm. And to that point, Dre, like I think we need to. I heard something on the radio the other day. This woman, and Cliff, you played a lot of videos. Last week, you played a video in particular with a Black woman saying that God told her not to take the vaccine. And I was listening to NPR the other day, and they were talking about how people are now starting to get fired. And some of them aren't being allowed to collect unemployment because they refuse to take the vaccine. And this one woman says she started off not opposed to the vaccine. She is a Trump. She did vote for Trump. But then she said, due to reasons beyond her control, both times she has scheduled and then rescheduled her first shot, it didn't work out. But she said after that, second time it didn't work out, God came to her in a dream and told her, don't take it, don't take it, don't take it. And I think at some point we are going to have to seriously interrogate the voice of the Lord versus not the voice of the Lord.
Right.
And I think that this is just being completely real. I think this is connected to I've never really seen anybody be rebuked or be silenced when they had a quote word from the Lord. Mm-hmm. But now it's gotten out of control and people's words from the Lord is in total conflict with the doctors of the Lord. So, and the science of the Lord.
The Lord.
So,
oh my God.
I think this is at some point we're gonna have a conversation about this.
It's a real thing.
Like, how do you tell somebody that wasn't the Lord? That was the Trump.
And how do we do that? It was the Trump. This is my last piece.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were done. That's
No,
why
I wanted to say this real quick, and we're down to 11 listeners, so I didn't want to say it while there's too many people here.
17. Don't forget YouTube.
Oh yeah, YouTube. After being forced to listen to the Confessions album from front to back, it's my wife's choice. It's her birthday. I have to admit that I have highly underrated the vocals of Usher for his entire career. I thought he was really just eye candy for ladies and some fellas. I did not respect his vocal game. I sat there and really actually listened to the album, and then we went into some 8701 and some other things. I said, oh, so Usher was singing. And so I just had put him in this box. And so in the same way I had to walk back some hot takes about Kierra Sheard, I'm going to have to walk back some of the things and the opinions I've held about Usher over the years. Usher, if you really, especially go listen to the Confessions album, like listen to what he does vocally, you have to put Usher up there. Usher sang. He didn't just dance, and he didn't just walk around with his shirt off all the time. That boy could sang. So,
but let's not discount the dancing now. I mean, he can dance.
He can dance.
He can seriously dance. Yeah, and he can sing. Yeah, I have seen Usher live.
Right.
Yes.
And so I just had to put that to all the Usher fans out there.
There you go. Go Usher.
Admit that. Dr. T, I apologize. Do you have any tea for us?
No, that was just the thing that I was going to say. I thought you were done.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So that's why I wedged my way in. So now we're done. Now we're done.
No, go vote though. That's a real thing.
Yes, go
Definitely.
Vote. Yeah. Cliff, do you have anything for the people?
I'm good. I got it all out during the show.
Okay. Yes.
Cliff has a whole show, which I guess we'll get to next week.
It'll be new stuff to come out. It's all right. Some of it wasn't that exciting anyway. All right, we do this show every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern right here on Facebook and YouTube. We appreciate all of you that hung out with us live. Y'all made the show today because y'all kept commenting and we kept going in the direction that we did because we saw the interest from y'all. So thank you to all neighbors for how you influence the show and help us out every week. We appreciate it. If you can't hang with us live, it's okay. You can always watch on demand, and on demand means you can watch whenever you want. You go to turntoyourneighbor.com for links to our YouTube page, Facebook. You can check out the Turn to Your Neighbor podcast wherever you get your podcast from, or on businessbully.tv. We thank y'all. We appreciate y'all. The neighbors, y'all make this show. Then it wouldn't be the same without you. So we appreciate all your love and support, and for hanging with us one more time. All right. Y'all got anything else?
No, I'm good.
Okay, neighbors. Thank you once again. Until next time, take care and be blessed. Peace.